All right. So the first currency pair that we're going to be doing is GBP card. We've been waiting for this for some days. Um, so basically, I'll just start from the H4. This is how we're gonna be handling this one. Now we can see that it's in an uptrend. We can see that it's in an uptrend because it's making higher highs and higher lows. So we see price breaking this high. We see it breaking this high also, right? So what we're looking for is a turning point on the lower side where price would now come up, and then of course it needs to come and break this high, because as the rule states, in an uptrend price makes higher highs and higher lows. Now we need to identify, the turning point. Now, in order to identify the turning point, ladies and gentlemen, we can use here. We're just going to use trend lines. For me, I was able to just use trend lines from here. Now we can see that the trend line is there, and then on the top side, we can do that. We can do the same thing. Um, All right. What we can see is one, we have point of interest on the trend line. Now, it's possible that price cannot touch the trend line like it has done, but we're hoping that it can come back. So what we're going to do now is now go in the lower time frame and be able to see where price would come. So if we do this, we're able to see that we're able to consider this as a breakout, and then we need to have a retest. So really what I'm waiting for is price coming back in this zone, price coming back in this zone, touching here, and then it goes up, right? And then it goes up. Therefore, I'll be taking my trades. We'll be taking our first trades on GBP card. The entry point will be 1.68176. And now from there, our last take profit would be, let's just use this same high. This is our take profit. That's where our take profit is going to be, right? That's where our take profit is going to be. Now, in terms of the stop loss, ladies and gentlemen, I'll teach you a technique on how to determine where your stop loss is going to be, how to calculate your risk and all that. Yeah, because I won't be managing every time to give the lot size. So now let's determine where we can put our stop loss, right? Now, looking at this, we can see where price has come. We can see this is a low, and we have this zone, right? We have in this zone. So let me just see if I can find some you know okay, you can use that. All right. So I was just picking up an IFC. Um, so this is a zone of entry. This is where I will be entering from. And now, in order to establish the stop loss, ladies and gentlemen, it's just now a matter of putting the stop loss below that point. So now, what we're going to do is our stop loss is just going to be a few pips below. I think this is okay. And now our entry point would be here, exactly here, right? Yeah. Now, when we look at this, our risk isn't much, and our reward is actually good. Therefore, we'll be taking a buy from there. So this is our entry point all the way to this zone, right? Okay, that's our last take profit. And then our stop loss is going to be here. Now, this is a little bit too tight for this pair. We can just adjust a little bit, maybe below this low. I think this is okay. Below this low. So, of course, if the stop loss is huge for you, now that is why you need to adjust there. lot size. Now, remember here we are getting a risk to reward of 1 to 11.2. So all we need is a minimum of 3, right? So in the place where we have like 3, the risk to reward ratio giving us 1 to 3. This is the point, sorry. This is the point. So that is where our first take profit is going to be, right? This is where our first take profit is going to be. And now we can even do this. Our last take profit is there, right? Now last take profit is there. Let me just, our last take profit is there, right? Yeah. So our entry point on GBP USD, that is, our entry point is going to be for a buy. Our entry point is going to be 1. Um, uh, 1.68177. Our stop loss is going to be, let me just use a different color here for the stop loss. Let me use red. Yeah, it's going to be, um, our stop loss is going to be, let me just coordinates. This is our stop loss, 1.67719. That is our stop loss, right? So you can either set a pending order here, which is a buy limit on the price point that I've mentioned. So I'm just going to type in the entry points. The entry points are going to be, this is GBP card. Entry is on 1.68177. Then our stop loss is going to be at, our stop loss is going to be at, let me just admit someone. Okay, sorry. Our stop loss then is going to be at 1.67719. And then our take profit, our first take profit is going to be at, this is our first take profit, which is 3 times what we'll be risking. So, like I said, every time our first TP is going to be 3 times that which we are risking. So it's our first take profit is going to be at 1.69544, and then our last take profit um, is going to be at this line. Let's look at the value, which is going to be at 1.73299, right? That is what we're looking at. That is what we're looking at. So I'm just going to, I will be maybe sending these values later on. We'll see, right? Yeah, I'll be sending these values later on. Yeah. Allow me to just proceed. I was just typing these figures on my phone. Okay, so with this one, we're done with the analysis, and then we can go to, we'll try and I'm looking at us trading US 30. US 30 also. I'm looking at us trading US 30. Okay, with US 30, what we can see is price. I'll start from the higher time frames. Okay, what we can see is that it's also in an uptrend. It has broken this level. It's been able to break this level, right? It's been able to break this level, which was a major resistance, right? It's been able to break this level, and since we haven't really like seen a very rich pullback to the bottom part, right? Yeah, but not a problem. So what we're gonna do is, one, We can see we can use a trend line here. This is US 30, and then two touches like that, okay, which is okay. And now from there, we've been able to see that there has been a breakout from here. Now, based on this pattern, ladies and gentlemen, this is a triangle. We're supposed to see a good retest here, although it didn't happen. And of course, there's no guarantee that it's going to happen. But of course, we know that price is supposed to be shooting up, right? Price is supposed to be shooting up. And now we see where price is currently at. This is a point of resistance, right? This is a point of resistance, which is this level. This level is a point of resistance, right? So we can see maybe price pushing down. So we're going to now go to a lower time frame. Just going to go to the lower time frame with US 30. And now what are we able to see? It's retracing a bit, but I love to go to extreme lower time frames like the 15 for making entries, because US 30 can be volatile at times. Now what we can see here is it ranging here first and all that. So we have this point of resistance here, or this point is a point of resistance, right? This is a point of resistance here, right? Now what can happen here, ladies and gentlemen, is that now we've seen it's pushing to the upwards most often, and really it's been leaving some liquidity which it hasn't been breaking and all that, right? And now we've also seen that it has broken this area, right? It broke these highs. Usually it's retesting the highs that it breaks. So what we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen, let me just go to a lower time frame now, 5 minute or 10-minute time frame, and just be able to see what we can expect. So from here, I'll be checking what we can expect from this. Okay, in this regard, we'll wait for price to come back in this zone. Let's just wait for it to come back in this area of support, and then we'll take our buy trade and then go with it up. Now here we won't take let me just okay, yeah, so here our entry point would be, let's utilize this area. That will be our entry point, and then our stop loss value, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be slightly below this low, right? That is our stop loss value. But I believe that this is huge. It's not that huge anyway, because this is a lower time frame. Okay. And then we're going to put our take profit. Our first take profit is going to be in this zone. And then our last take profit is going to be at this extreme, right? Now, let me just try to be more precise. Okay, let's use this area, right? Let's use this area for our take profit. So we're going to put our take profit there. Now, the reason why I've chosen this area is because this is an area that has got a probability of reversing price. So allow me to just use a different color for take profits. Okay, and then for the entry, we can use green. All right, so we have determined our entry points as well as our stop loss values. So we can now use these two to calculate, to put the values that we need. So we have that. And then we need 3 times what we're risking. So 3 times is like here. So we're working with rules. That's the 3 times what we're risking. So therefore, our first take profit would be there. And then second take profit, and then third take profit. So this is what we'll be looking at doing, right? This is what we'll be looking at achieving at the end of the day, right? Yes, this is what we'll be looking at achieving at the end of the day. This is our US 30 analysis. I forgot to download the other analysis, GBP card. So that's that. Allow me to just write these figures. Allow me to just write these figures. US 30 entry. The entry point is at 35 404.8. The stop loss is at, let me put the stop loss. I'm just going to put it here, right? Stop loss is going to be at 35 38 2.8, and then our take profit, our first take profit would be at 35 472.9, and then our TP2 is going to be at this point, which is 35 509.5, and then our TP3 is going to be at 35 550.7, right? Yeah, that's for our US 30. Yeah, uh, GP card. Uh, allow me to just take a screenshot of GBP I mean GBP card. So we're waiting. Let's see if it comes back down here, because what we can see is, with this GBP card, you can see there's sort of a trend line here. There's sort of a trend line here. Sorry. Let's use this. Looks more uniform. Okay, right? Yeah, it's coming right where our point of interest is, and then we have another point here, right? So it's possible that when it reaches here, as it has reached there, it's supposed to come down, but we're just going to wait for it to come down. If it does, we don't have to chase price. Let's see if price is going to come down from there. And then once it touches this point of interest, we'll be taking our trades, right? We'll be taking our trades from there. We'll be taking our trades from there. So with this analysis, I feel like it's checking out with, everything with the rules that we use to trade. Let me just take a good screenshot, a good analysis, so that somebody who sees my analysis can be able to follow through. Okay. Yeah, download. Okay. So now we're not supposed to overtrade. The other thing that we can do now is let's try and see USD card. Okay. USD card. Okay. With USD card, what we're able to see is that it's showing us it's in a downtrend, right? Now we're able to see it coming from there, and that's a trend line, and then we have that particular point, right? And then we're also able to see trend line from here, and then we have this point, right? Now here we don't have a lot of work to do, but what we're going to do is simply wait for price to come back down there, and then we can come and buy, right? What we're going to wait for is for price to come back down and then reach somewhere there, and then we're going to take a buy trade, right? We're going to take a buy trade. So our entry for now, we're going to put it at this point, right? That's where our entry is going to be. Of course, we'll be able to adjust later on during the day as price moves, and our last take profit is going to be there. And then what we can see from there is that maybe once price reaches there, it would come and fall, right? Because we're seeing prices in a downtrend, right? Yeah. So who knows? Maybe, you know. Yeah. So I think we don't have a lot of work to do here. Um, we don't have a lot of work to do here. Um, let me see this law where it is. Okay, we don't have a lot of work to do here. So what we're going to do now is just be able to see where we can put our first take profit and all that. But before that, we'll go to a lower time frame. We're going to go to the lower time frame and be able to see what price is doing in the now moment. Now, what price is doing in the now moment, we can see there's sort of a trend line here. We have an inner trend line, right? We have an inner trend line. Therefore, we can wait for price to actually now come down, and then it will break out on the inner trend line, retest, and then it may come down to this point, and then we'll be taking a buy, right? So that's what we're going to wait for, and this is a good point for us to come and enter from. Now, where is our stop loss going to be? Our stop loss is going to be, a few pips according to, but of course, this is not the final stop loss on this one. I have to mention that this is not the final stop loss on this one. Okay, so once that is done, we will have our take profit here. Now, the reason why I'm putting my take profit there is because I'm following this trend line. You see, price can come back and now we can go to the 2 hours time frame so that we can choose our take profits properly. So being able to see this. So we're going to put our first take profit over there and then the second take profit there. Does it tick? If we enter here, is our first target, you know, 3 times what we're risking. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's even over 3 times what we're risking. Our, 3 times what we're risking is like here, right? So you can put our first take profit there for now. Okay, so these are subject to change, right? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our analysis. That is our analysis on USD card. That is our analysis. Then here we'll come and sell. So this is our TP1, TP2, TP3, right? Yeah. And then we'll come and sell there. So let me just download. And of course, I'm going to USD card. USD card. We'll be taking our buy entry. We'll be taking our buy entry at this particular point. Now, I want to give a stop loss value for this one because this is something that we're going to change, right? Later on. This is something that we're going to change later on. So it's like 1.30403. Then I won't send the stop loss for this one for now because I need to come and see, once price reaches there. And then our TPs can stand, TP1, at, you know, 1.31082, and then our TP2 would be at TP2 would be at this particular point, which is 1.32058. TP3 at our TP3 is going to be at 1.34736, right? Yeah. So for now, this is what we're going to have. Let's be looking at these three, right? And this is what we're going to focus on. So we're going to exercise some patience. Once price reaches our points of interest, we can set our alerts and all that. Once price reaches our point of interest, we will be able to take the trades, right? So anyway, these are the top three assets that we'll be trading. And of course, if there's another thing, I would be glad to analyze. So this is all we'll be trading today. Yeah.